Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of TCS Student News. I'm your host Claude.
And I'm your host Jacob. Let's get right into the news. Today's topic is on labor unions. The number of worker strikes are rising and the number of union members are declining. The labor membership has dropped 10.5% in the past 2 years. The question will be, why is this happening? Workers believe that they have more leverage over a company when they demand for better pay and working conditions because there are many other employment options in an economy with a 3.2 unemployment rate. Workers also have leverage over employers because they are more focused on attracting and keeping staff. More recently, the right to work laws passed by most states have eaten into the union membership. These laws allow workers to enjoy the benefits of a union contract but prohibits unions from collecting fees from the benefiting non-union workers. This makes it harder for unions to support themselves financially. Earlier this month, President Donald Trump emphasized the economy's strength during his State of the Union speech, saying it's the best it's ever been and the country was enjoying a blue-collar boom. In reality, Trump was glossing over major problems for average Americans, one of which being their paychecks. Wages dropped while the CEO pay skyrocketed.
Continuing with unions in the United States, many candidates are trying to aim at getting votes from union workers. Candidates have held dozens of forums with union workers. Moderate platforms like Bernie Sanders and Pete Buttigieg are including proposals to help workers organize for elections. Even President Donald Trump is making a pitch to workers as part of his campaign. However, many large-scale unions are wary of endorsing a candidate unlike previous years. In 2015, unions such as the Service Employees International Union and the American Federation of Teachers endorsed Hillary Clinton a year before elections. This year, however, those same large-scale unions are yet to decide who to endorse. Smaller unions and local chapters, however, have endorsed candidates. Currently, President Bernie Sanders holds the most endorsements with a total of 15 unions, including the American Postal Workers Union and National Nurses United. Frontrunner Pete Buttigieg is yet to get any endorsements at all. To quote the president of the Association of Flight Attendants, Sarah Nelson, "By far and above, Bernie and Elizabeth Warren provide a dramatic change to the labor law that would give real people a stake in our country and our democracy and sharing in the value that we create." In the last election, Donald Trump was able to win key states such as Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania by slim margins due to his appeal to the disaffected worker. For the Democratic candidate who wins the nomination, gaining the union workers' vote will be critical in key swing states since their votes can be the deciding factor for whether they win the state or not. To quote political scientist Peter L. Francia, the Democratic nominee is going to have to lay out a case to those workers to try to convince them that Donald Trump did not deliver. The candidates that make a difference to that block of voters can make a huge difference in the race. Now it's time for some TCS student news. On Friday, we had another amazing writing class with the great Mr. Don. His topic for the day was to finish a story presented by him. The story was that some students were trapped in a church across the street. The objective was to be in your seat in an hour without crossing the street. The writings that were presented were all well written and really good. Wouldn't you agree, Jacob?
Yes, I would, Claude. To tie in with the writing topic, Mr. Don took the entire school to an escape room. It was held as a secret from us for 2 weeks. The entire class was pretty excited when we finally found out the destination. When we got there, we were separated into 4 groups of 4. Each group went into a different room and had only 1 hour to break out. Scenarios varied from an abandoned mansion, runaway train, kidnapping, and hostages on an airplane. During the hour given, each group had to find various clues to get closer to escaping the room. My group on the runaway train required lots of math and an excellent teamwork My group worked very well together and managed to make it out at 51 minutes and 53 seconds. The second group being held as hostages on an airplane, they made it out with literally 1 second to spare at 59 minutes and 59 seconds. The third group was kidnapped. They were having trouble with their puzzle and ran out of time before they could make it out. The fourth group in the old mansion were also close but couldn't make it out before time ran out. I really enjoyed myself during this trip. This trip turned the writing class into life. It's not every day that you get to do something like this, so I really appreciate Mr. Dom for giving us an opportunity. Thank you very much for Mr. Dom.
Thank you, Mr. Don, for the amazing writing class and the wonderful experience of playing Escape Room. On Tuesday, Jordan Leon, a graduate of the school, visit. We interviewed Jordan on his experience with the adult world and college life. He said that college is similar to TCS in the sense of individuality, but college is much different because instead of rich and exciting discussions like TCS, the classes in colleges are mostly lectures with little communication. He really misses the positive and familiar environment of TCS, but he understands as he has to keep moving forward. The 5 habits of TCS has helped Jordan continue with his studies and life in the adult world. He understands that his role as a role model has changed a lot since he is no longer in the school. Instead of being a leader in the school, he motivates others to succeed in his school as he did last year. After college, Jordan wishes to pursue a career in the sports field. Maybe we could see him as the next Ray Lewis or Tom Brady. Thank you, Jordan, for letting us interview you. We hope everything goes well in college and after.
It was great to see you again, buddy. I hope college treats you well. Last Thursday, it was our classmate's Max's birthday. Max turned 18 this year. As usual, the class gathered around and sang happy birthday. 18 is a big accomplishment. I hope you had a great birthday.
Happy birthday, Max. I hope you had a great 18th day. For our next story, we would like to wish Evan a safe trip to Nevada. Evan is a graduate of the school and a current member of the Air Force. He was on leave for a month while he was switching bases from Aviano, Italy to Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada. During his time home, he frequently visited the school and hung out with some of his old friends. Be safe on your trip, Evan, and thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service indeed. On Monday, the school had an admin day. Usually the school is open for every day of the week, but Mr. Tom decided that the 3-day weekend would be great for us to refresh and refuel. I hope everyone had a great day off.
And for our final story, we would like to thank everybody who made lunches. Thank you, Mr. Mark, for the barbecue, mac and cheese, and cupcakes on Thursday. Thank you, Mr. Tom, for making us grilled cheeses on Friday. Thank you, Miss Peg, for the chicken quesadillas, salad, and red velvet cake. And finally, thank you, Miss Janae, for the tacos.
Well, that's the end of this week's edition of TCS Student News. We hope you enjoyed your week and can't wait to see everybody again until next week.